Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I do just want everyone to comment down below, hashtag fire Gary Gensler. And also hit that like button if you do want Gary Gensler and the SEC crowd gone out of crypto. And hopefully one day we will have that. I do want to start off this video with this video from CoinDesk, actually. This is a member of Congress, Richie Torres, and he's talking about the SEC. What do you see? In my opinion, what we've seen from Mr. Gensler is not regulation, it's the weaponization of the SEC against the crypto industry. That, to me, is an abuse of power. And now, one thing I will say is, you all know my thought process on Congress. This is all great to hear, right? Like, Congress can put on this good guy act, if you will, but we all know that there is so much corruption that bleeds throughout all of these major branches of government and these agencies around the government as well. It's a cesspool. It is an absolute cesspool of corruption, manipulation, you name it. But I do like the idea that we are starting to see things get put into motion. We're starting to see actions being taken, meaning, we're starting to see bills against Gary Gensler and the SEC being brought up, which we don't know if they will get passed. The percentage of those that actually even get passed are slim to none. But also I do like to see, a little bit more discussion and a little bit more, collaboration here between a lot of these congressmen that are trying to alleviate the pain points of the SEC even being here and having any jurisdiction over the space. The beneficial thing for anybody that is holding XRP and that is in the XRP community, well, guess what? XRP is cleared as a currency, meaning the SEC has no jurisdiction over XRP anymore, which is very beneficial. But listen closely to this video.
Well, it has multiple meanings, but here's one. A regulator like the SEC, which has immense power, should strive to be merit neutral. Right? The proper role of a regulator is not to decide the merits of blockchain technology. That judgment should be left to the market. The role of a regulator should be to protect investors and consumers. And in my opinion, what we've seen from Mr. Gensler is not regulation; it's the weaponization of the SEC against the crypto industry, which he considers useless and which he politically disfavors. And that, to me, is an abuse of power. That's a politicizing of the SEC and the failure to create a workable registration process for crypto companies that are striving to be compliant. Again, that to me is an example of politicizing the agency.
And what an absolute bombshell of a statement. And I do think that, listen, it's true. Like, as we look at the SEC, as we look at Gary Gensler, there is a lot of problems. But you know what? I think that we're only looking at the face value of the card. You got to flip it over. Who's the ones really running the show here? Because it's not just Gary Gensler. It's not just the SEC. There's a lot of players here. These are just, puppets in this game. Now, with all of this in mind, I do want to give everyone a major wake-up call. I said over on Twitter a few days ago, I said, if you are reading this right now, you are on the right path. Here's a major wake-up call to those who need it. The world around you is changing at a speed that might seem slow at first, but you will soon wake up to an entirely different view. We are on the brink of a technological revolution like no other, as 99% of the general public is stuck watching what the mainstream media says, scrolling endlessly through their TikTok feeds, etc. You are here learning, researching, and digesting as much information regarding the fourth industrial revolution as possible. And the reason why I bring this up is also because regulators and all of the events around, crypto, all of it is building up for, a shakeout of the individuals that cannot wait, right? Like, they're impatient. They're seeing these, mainstream media articles saying like, oh, this, that, whatever, and they get shaken out. And even mainstream media itself, right? Like CNBC or Squawk Box, like they are always playing into emotions to make sure that you are not, and I say this all the time, so that they make sure that you are not financially free. They don't want you becoming financially free and opening your eyes to actually what's happening here. So, as we do look at this, I also said a large wealth transfer will happen gradually over the course of the next few years. As the world of Web 2 merges with Web 3, we will see trillions flow on-chain through digitalization and tokenization. Assets like, and I do mention a ton of them, including XRP, XDC, XLM, will change our lives. I strongly believe this from reading through the PDF files, looking through the documents, studying, researching the moves being made. You are early, I am early, we are all early. Do not let short-term expectations cloud your judgment. We are at a historical point in technology that will disrupt society as a whole. And yes, I do believe that we are. Listen, when we look at regulations and the regulators and everything happening up until now, a lot of the shakeouts that we've seen, in my opinion, were created by those that want to shake us out. We are in before the big players, before the big money comes in. That's why I do say that we will see trillions of dollars coming into this space. Over the course of the next couple years, I mean, we will see millionaires and billionaires made by these assets. Let it be known that I strongly believe that we are at a major historical point in time. Not only technology-wise, but also opportunities-wise, right? Like, there's so many opportunities within this space. And this space itself is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity we are in before the big players can even touch the space. Now, also talking about that, right? Let's look at what's happening with Ripple. So over here, we do see with good progress being made on our MAS license application, Ripple is more motivated than ever to pursue our vision of revolutionizing cross-border payments and developing tokenization solutions to solve real-world problems. So they doubled their headcount in Singapore recently, but also they look to expand even more within a few areas. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see this. So first and foremost, we do see in jurisdictions like Singapore, Japan, and Hong Kong, regulators are willing to sit down and have a conversation with you. You understand exactly what's regulated and what's not regulated. The US doesn't have that clarity yet, of course. I do believe that we will get to that point, probably 2 years away still. Now, also, we do see Ripple builds in Singapore. We remain hyper-focused on building our teams outside of the US. A lot of those areas are huge areas as well, like the UK, the UAE, and even Singapore, Hong Kong as well. They do also talk about on-demand liquidity here. We do see with a 5 times increase in volume seen over the course of the year, Ripple's decision to build here looks to be paying off. We doubled our headcount in Singapore in the past year, and we plan to continue increasing our presence to match the opportunities that we see in the region. And here you guys have the cross-border payment solution with XRP at the center point. They talk a little bit more about it down here as well. But here we have the evolution of the regulatory landscape. With a license on its way, Ripple can continue to develop in Singapore and across the APAC region. This will enable us to this will enable use to better support and scale the use of our on-demand liquidity solution. I do believe that they meant us here. I think that that's a typo. But nonetheless, I do think that this is huge, and we do see it is very clear that the MAS focuses on supporting use cases that enhance efficiencies and solve frictions, which we all know is the center point of Ripple Solutions. The MAS is very clear that they don't want to see crypto speculation. It's all about the utility. We are at a major turning point in crypto to utility. And the need for real-time settlement is crucial. The current landscape for cross-border payments continues to be burdened by legacy financial infrastructure that is complex, fragmented, capital-intensive, and does not offer you real-time atomic settlement. How do you get that? You utilize XRP as the bridge currency. And yeah, I think that's only a matter of time, right? I think that's only a matter of time until we start to see utility really be shined upon. I think that it's starting right now slowly, but all at once, we will start to see utility take off in this space. And I do think that regulations are the last major obstacle to that. Also, remember, over in the UK, things are changing rapidly. Ripple Europe chief chases UK license after partial win in SEC versus Ripple. Also, you got to love when they say a partial win. It was a clear win, right? It was a huge win. Ripple is keen on acquiring a license from the UK's Financial Conduct Authority as a crypto asset company. The cross-border remittance firm's Europe managing director told DL News that Ripple applied for a payment institution license in Ireland. Partial win in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit supports the firm's plans to expand in Europe and the UK. And yeah, I mean, like, listen, we are about to see major expansions. And here we have Cindy Young talking about this. We are in the process of applying for our crypto asset registration in the UK and our payments license in Ireland. These are all massive investments with a view that we are going to continue growing exponentially in this region. And I do think that the recent win is going to allow them to expand rapidly outside of the US and even possibly in the US as well. I think that we are at a massive moment for Ripple with XRP. where, you know, for the first time in history of XRP, it is at the strongest point in this space. Meaning XRP is the strongest it's ever been. It has, you know, it's been cleared as a currency. Okay, all right. It's getting pioneered outside of the US and even within the US. And it's been expanding rapidly through the XRP ledger as well. I mean, so many use cases are building on the XRP ledger outside of what Ripple is doing. And then you tie Ripple into the equation as well. There is so much happening here. We added $18 billion in market cap in less than 5 hours on XRP with the news announcement around the lawsuit. Imagine what happens when institutions are finally here and they're utilizing this technology. It is only a matter of time. And this is also why I said over on Twitter as well, like, you know, as we do see Ripple expanding within the UK, you probably already know about this tweet. This is from July 6th. I made a video on it. I said it's all connected. What's coming is going to shock you. And I said, remember the saying, it all starts in London. Ripple has had long-term connections / partnerships with giant payment infrastructures like Finastra forever, all leading back to thousands of banks and financial institutions. They have been focused on London forever. With the recent bills / moves coming from the UK, I'd say they are more than ready. Through documents, it's confirmed that XRP is being utilized by banks, but not nearly as much as you'd think. And this is also why I say, like, when scale comes into the space, it's going to change everything. These types of connections / partnerships matter greatly, though. It confirms that Ripple combined with XRP is already connected and ready to go live with scale when the infrastructure / regulations are in place. The SEC case the SEC case shook many out of XRP, but time will be the biggest factor around shaking as many out as possible. The infrastructure and regulatory frameworks are in progress. We know this from many documents. It's only a matter of time before we start seeing bigger integrations happening and systems going live. We can be months away, but we are probably years away, just being realistic. Focus on the end goal here. This is the largest technology innovation in history. An entirely new financial infrastructure is being created. These are innovations that will shake the system to its core and bring about an entirely new set of efficiencies like no other. This asset class is still in its infancy. I strongly believe that crypto will become a $100 trillion asset class in the future. I'm prepared for the journey ahead. And here you guys have in London the announcement with Finastra, Ripple to bring blockchain technology to Finastra's banking customers. Ripple, the enterprise blockchain solution for global payments, and Finastra have teamed up to offer Ripple's blockchain technology through Finastra's payment solutions to support fast cross-border payments. And then also over here, actually, before I go to the next slide, as part of this collaboration, Finastra's customers will be able to connect and transact with RippleNet partners. And the reason why I mentioned that part is because when we look at Finastra, they serve 8,100 financial institutions. This is huge. They are also the #1 open platform in financial services, transformative digital cloud banking as a service. They are already in 130 plus countries. And then also over here you guys have the Ripple Finastra marketplace, if you will. This is the RippleNet cloud technology that I've been talking about for a while now. And again, like, remember, this is all centered out on cross-border payments, making it as efficient as possible. And then also over here, this was from April 19th. Stuart Alderati says Ripple expanding business in London, slams SEC. And that was in April. And now we see that they are going for a UK license. When they get this UK license, because I don't believe that it's even a question, I believe that they will get it. It's game on in London and the UK. Because they've already expanded and built connections within the UK. This is a huge, huge moment. This is also why I say, like, XRP right now, you know, yeah, we can pull back, we can come down to some nice significant levels. Even like the mid 60s will be great to accumulate, but I've been looking at like the mid 50s. Either way, it does not matter, right? Because right now, XRP is extremely, extremely bullish. And I'm so bullish on innovation happening within this space as well, utilizing assets like XRP. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. With that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.